Here are my top tips on how to prepare for a SENCO application and interview. Number 1, read the SEND policy and SEND information reports. This will tell you what the school has to offer and their general approach to SEND. And if you have any questions, contact the school. And if you have any questions about, for example, how much time you will have on your timetable to be a SENCO, ask them that question as well, because these things are worth knowing beforehand so you can make an informed decision as to whether you even apply in the first place. And my top tip is, if they don't reply to you, don't bother applying to their school, because it doesn't bode well. I would also read the attendance and behaviour policies just to see if their ethos aligns with your values. I would find out how many children are on the SEND register and how many have an EHCP, so you've got an idea of the sort of demographics of the school and how best you will be able to support those students. And that would link into finding out actually how much time you will have dedicated to the SENCO role. I also create a document when I apply for any job. In fact, I'm just using the same one now. I created one originally with all sort of potential questions that I could be asked, and then my potential answers. And then after the interview, I go back and maybe refine my answers or add in extra questions that I've been asked. So I'm well prepared for future interviews. And I actually share some of those in my SENCO interview guidance, which I will link to this. In fact, there's 25 questions you could potentially be asked in the formal interview. I also keep an ongoing record of my CPD, because it's so easy to forget. You think, I'll never forget that, but something you did in 2010 might not come to your mind in 2026 when you get to my age anyway. So keep a record of that and you will thank me, I promise. If you have to teach a lesson or an intervention, make sure you get information on your students beforehand. I'm sure you would anyway. It's a bit of a no-brainer, but make sure that you've got all their SEND data, so you know best how to support those students when you're teaching them, albeit very briefly. Keep up to date with SEND news and developments. There's about to be some big developments happening in March 2026, so make sure you know what they are. And then again, another no-brainer, but just make sure you read through your application form the night before your interview, just so you refresh your memory as to what you said, so you've got that all at the forefront of your mind. Like I said, I have a SENCO interview guidance document which will really help you. It tells you what activities you might have to do, how best to prepare, and any sort of, and there's also 25 potential questions you might be asked in the formal interview. To access this guide, click the link. It's usually in the bio if I can't put it anywhere else.